Forest against Sheffield United then. And before we join Barry Davis for the action, some points of view from the Forest fans on what, as you can imagine, was a day to fire up the emotions.
I think it's disgraceful. For the first bad season they've had in about 5 or 6 years, and suddenly everyone's calling for Clough to be resigning. I think they should just stick with him, give the man a chance, and hope they do well next year.
I think it's a shame. I think one bad season doesn't make him a bad manager, and I think he should have stayed. I'm very surprised he's gone.
We still love him, and it's not the end. It's not the end for Clough. He's still got a long way to go yet. He can still be a valuable member of the Nottingham Forest clan, as you could call it. So hopefully he will stay with us for quite a long time, and good luck to him. We all love him, really.
I think he's the best thing that ever happened to Nottingham, and to go like he has done, I think he's sad.
I don't know what to do without him, really. It's a disaster. Hope we find a replacement who's equally as good.
I've just taken him some flowers, but they wouldn't let me give them to him because he's in the bath. I said, well, I'll go and scrub his back. But I am, it's really hurts. I mean, we've all been expecting it. And now the time has come, and I think everybody's really upset about it.
The man with the green sweater. An embrace for the law on his last home appearance. Whatever his failings, whatever his foibles, he's been a power of good to the game of football. An emotional welcome from a packed City ground. He doesn't look to be too far away from tears. And they only have shutters for one man. Well, if there were tears, they've gone away very quickly as he turns to smile at every cameraman he can find, and he doesn't have to look very far, surrounded by them. Policeman treated with the same warmth as the policewoman. Clough, Keane in the middle. Clough goes for the shot. Maybe the last save from Kelly. He's made a few. Nottingham Forest are relegated, and it shows all over the face of the sun. Roy Keane runs off the pitch, and many others run off quickly too. And Brian Clough with a little shrug of the shoulders. It's the end for him. He's quickly to the dressing room as well. The goals for Sheffield United, scored by Glyn Hodges, a goal superbly taken. And the second goal, Nigel Clough, to his great credit, stays out to applaud the crowd. The second goal by Brian Gale that made it 2-0. The final score from the City Ground, Nottingham, decisive for Forest. They are beaten by Sheffield United by 2-0 and go down.
To leave after all your years of success on a loser, it's just not right for Brian Clough, is it?
Well, when you go out of a profession, you go out. It's as simple as that. I've lost. Simple as that.
But if you listen to the reaction of the crowd, you've just been out there to see them. They don't see you as a loser, do they?
Well, I'm not a loser.
But today, and this season, at the end of so many years of
I lost 3 points in the Football League today. That's my immediate emotions. My grandchildren came here today, Barry, and Barbara came, obviously, and my sons came, and that's it. I lost 3 points.
Nigel, unlike one or two of the others, you stayed out on the pitch at the end to acknowledge the crowd.
Yes, before the game I think the police said to try and get in as quickly as you can. But I think on a day like this, there's been absolute tremendous support all season. I think it's only right that we should stay out and, you know, a small gesture of our thanks.
You, of course, have grown up here, haven't you?
Yes, very much so. First of all, watching, and then playing for the last 8 to 9 years.
That's from 9 years to 27 years, basically.
Yes, it's gone very quickly, and there's been a lot of good times.
So what are you going to do with yourself? You're not a chap for walking the dog.
I'm going to spend boring minutes talking to people like you.
Is that all you're going to do? Is that all you're going to do?
That's what I'm going to do. No, I'm not. I'm going to walk around and look after my grandchildren. And I might even come to a football match, actually.
Must put it to you, the family have made it absolutely clear in their statement today that your 3 children and your wife, that they've been very unhappy with how all this has come about. They knew you were going to retire, you talked about it. They think it's been badly handled. Do you, sir?
No, I don't. I think it's been handled all right.
So you're in disagreement with your family? That doesn't happen too often, does it?
No. They've got their opinion. And they've got their opinion outside.
You and your mother, your brother and your sister issued your own view of what's happened here. You clearly suggested to me from that you felt that your father wasn't able to make his retirement announcement in the way that he wanted to. Is that right?
Yes, but as a family we were slightly concerned at the way events were being interpreted. And as the week proceeded, I think the word resignation more than retirement came into it. And I think that's what upset us most. Possibly the suggestion that he was pushed out, hounded out, and quotes like that, which weren't true. He decided to retire a good few months ago, I think, but it was the timing of the decision, obviously, which left a lot of people shocked. But as I say, it is a retirement, not a resignation.
Do you think he now wishes he'd retired 12 months ago when he thought about it, didn't he?
Yes, he's thought about it over the last few years, I think. He's always threatened it, but he's always turned up the next pre-season. But especially this season, he's really sat down and thought about it, and, you know, 40 years is a long time.
Is his health good? I mean, he doesn't seem to be a well man, it has to be said.
I think age has caught up with him a little bit in the last few years.
He's only 58, Nigel. It's not old, is it?
It is to me.
Yes, it probably is from your point.
Yes, as I say, it's, you know, 40 years in this business, I think, takes its toll. And I think it's caught up quite rapidly, you know, the last 18 months or so.
So would you like to see him take a good rest and get back to the sort of health he used to enjoy?
Oh yes, that's what obviously we're all hoping for, and he can only do that outside football. Obviously there's no rest when you're playing 60 games a season. You know, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, there's not much time to rest in there.
One or two of us are a bit worried about him. Are you?
No, not really, as long as he fills his time in well, and as I say, he does a bit of gardening and so on, and if he feels that he wants to get back into football, hopefully there'll be opportunities for him to do that.
Do you think that's a possibility?
Yes, I hope so. I'm always slightly disappointed maybe. I didn't cop for him in his prime, maybe 10, 15 years ago, when he was winning European Cups and so on. But that's just age difference between us.
But you think he might come back?
I wouldn't put it past him.
But the crowd won't leave. They stay on the terraces and demand another chance to say goodbye. Even when he finally escapes from the mass adulation, the emotion is still evident in an interview with Match of the Day.
Barry, could you excuse me, and thank you for asking me to be interviewed, and I'll go back to Barbara and my grandchildren.
It's been a pleasure knowing you, sir. Enjoy your retirement.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you back somewhere.
Most football managers give post-match press conferences. Brian Clough is not most managers. This is the first time he's attended one for years. As he exchanges quips, a fan pushes through with a gift.
Hello, beauty. Come on, say hello. Hello, girl.
Oh, you have to go.
Well, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
We'll have to go sometime. And no crying.
You're still the best, mate.
How old are you now?
2 hours.
How old are you?
That's, I'm in the same decade as you are, Brian.
That's the question. You look older.
No one dares ask him about his health. Instead, it's left to his son to field the questions.
I mean, he doesn't seem to be a well man, it has to be said.
I think age has caught up with him a little bit in the
He's
last few
only
years.
58, Nigel. It's
Yeah,
not old, is it?
It is to me.
Yes, it probably is
It is
from
to
your
me,
point.
yes. As I say, it's, 40 years in this business, I think, takes its toll. And I think it's caught up quite rapidly, the last 18 months or so.
Are you afraid you might be bored?
Brian, I'll ring you if I'm bored.
Christ, you've never got that bored.
Maybe son should give father a bit of advice.
It's difficult to give him advice.
But I
He's
think
been
you should
around
try,
as long
don't
as he
you?
has. Yes, we all try and give him advice now and again. And he listens now and again, and I think he takes a bit in and throws the rest away.
Take care, lads.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Clough is possessed. Age of miracles is finally over.
For more than 20 years, the most controversial manager in Britain.
After his very last home game at Nottingham Forest.
Which ended with the living legend parading before his adoring fans. Point New Park.